She likes the Beatles, and I like the Stones. She likes romantic movies, I like Indiana Jones, yeah. She goes to church, and I stay at home. Oh, she likes the Beatles, and I like the Stones. We met on the river in the mid-morning light. She swears it was late afternoon. She fell in love by the time it was night. I didn't get until June. Not long after we said I do, she had the nerve to move in. She painted the wall.
Hello and welcome to the barn. Joined here today by Dwayne, and we have a special guest online, Mr. William Clark Green. We are in Farmington, Missouri. That's where our studio is.
Oh, cool.
So that's why I reached out, coming and playing the fair here, I think in June. So that's why we reached out, and we're going to promote the hell out of it.
Right. And I don't have to tell a guy from Texas this, but man, it's going to be hot, bro. It's going to be hot and humid, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not the first time. It won't be the last.
No. I went and saw Black Crowes open for Dave Matthews at Busch Stadium once, and the lead singer wouldn't even come out from behind the stage. He sat on a stool in the shade while the band was playing. And I was like, dude, you play for 50 minutes. You can't give me a maximum effort for 50 minutes, man. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. The majority, 90% of what we do, no one sees. You know, the writing, the recording, the interviews, and all that stuff, the traveling, even just traveling. That's a lot of our time spent. So, fuck, the time on stage is everything else fucking sucks.
Yeah, right.
So, like, the time on stage is like the 90 minutes and writing a song, recording a song, and playing the song are the only fun parts about the fucking music business. So, like, so you spend all this effort to get there. You're away from your home and family. You at least go have fun for 90 minutes or try to. And if the weather sucks, I mean, you make the best of it.
There's
know,
people standing in it, right? Your fans are standing out there in it.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this Eric Church thing? Have you heard this thing where he's canceling a show because of basketball?
I think that guys like us, I think it's, we've missed how many weddings we've missed. I mean, my guitar player got married it drove 3 hours and made the show. He didn't have to by any means, but he did. Like, it's I get it. I think family is the most important thing, but dude, how can you rationalize that? I gave everybody tickets back. Dude, you're a superstar act. Like, people were traveling all over the country. Hotel rooms, people have children, like getting babysitters, and this is more than just a ticket. And like, I think that he thought that it would be understood, and people would be like, "Oh yeah, that," But I think he's either so
disconnected or something.
Disconnected that he didn't realize. I think he definitely knows now. I don't think he knew. I think he went into it innocently, but I think he's so disconnected from how much effort, how much money it takes for people to go to these big shows, and you had to watch a game. I mean, dude, to me, I think he's just so disconnected. And I've nothing but love and respect for Eric Church. I think it was a stupid move. He can hate me for saying that. I mean, he'd probably never hear me say it anyways.
And I
think it was a dumb move.
Artists travel all over, but I'm 40 years old with 3 kids and a wife. So if I go to something, it's a night out. Like, it's a thing that's probably planned a month in advance.
Months and months and months. And a lot of people don't get to afford to go to those shows. For a lot of those people, it's a once in a lifetime deal. They don't get to do it. It's not their 17th time. I mean, they're, that show, that date worked out. They're going to travel, with their person across country, and they're going to get a hotel room and they book their flights, and it's they're spending thousands of dollars. And it's just, like I said, I don't think it was ill malice. I don't think it was like, fuck the fans, I do what I want. I just think he totally underestimated, so disconnected from it, and just thinking that as long as I refund everybody's money, if they get their money back, they'll be fine. They'll understand what this game means to me, but they don't give a shit about the fucking Tar Heels. I can tell you that. No one gives a fuck about that game. And now if they lose, he's going to get so much. It's
even worse.
Get so much flack for it. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're right. That's a PR nightmare right there.
Yeah, I mean, for guys like us who are road warriors, which I know that he has done that lifestyle. We've missed all sorts of stuff that are way more important than a basketball game. And plus, like, every football game and all that stuff. I mean, we've watched we played while the fucking Super Bowl's been going on, our national championship's been going on. Everybody's watching the TV, and we're playing. We're playing on the stage. There for our shows, but the TV, leave a TV on for them so they can watch it because I totally understand that stuff. So yeah, I just think it was like I said, just disconnected. I don't think it was intentionally to Malice. I don't think he went into it with a negative fuck everybody attitude. Really, I mean, that statement looks like he thought people generally would understand, and they didn't know. There's no way.
Sometimes, intent has nothing to do with it. Shit happens. You don't mean to hurt somebody's feelings, but you hurt their feelings. You can't deny it,
Well, I mean, the people who are upset have every right to be. And if he wants to blame someone, he should blame his booking agent for booking the show. You make a commitment and announce, and it's
you got a calendar. Mark some X's on the calendar, man. Like not these days.
And it's a really tough thing. That's a really tough thing to make up because people have already wasted that money. And how do you repay that? Like even if he went to San Antonio and put on a free show, there's really no way to make it right. So I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe he doesn't care, but I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's really regretting it, but I really think he thought there would be no backlash. People like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Tar Heels. That's a big deal for his family, but people who do not care.
I definitely think it was the wrong move. Where are you guys at now? You guys are out. Where are you at now?
We're in Starksville. Oh, no, we're not in Starksville. Where the hell are we? Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So,
Hattiesburg. Yeah.
Home of Southern Memphis. We just Southern Mississippi.
Brett Favre.
Brett
Favre's the high school coach there.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's from Hattiesville. Yeah.
Hattiesburg. Yeah.
Hattiesburg.
Wow. Well, I can tell you this: the stoplights here are awful. So I don't know who designed that. But it's absolutely stunningly beautiful campus.
Awesome.
It's a gorgeous town, and we just went and ate lunch, and so we're just kind of getting settled. So trying to figure it out. So
Mississippi girls, am I right?
Yeah, we were in Oxford last night.
Oh yeah,
and, I had some new guys on the bus with me. New merch guy, and a new videographer, and they'd never been to Oxford before. And their tongue was rolled out all on the sidewalks.
Some of them Southern belles, boy, you gotta watch out. And you would know a thing about college football down in your area, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, Texas Tech. That's where I went to school for a very long time, and I am not a huge NFL fan. I'm a Tech fan. I'm not a basketball fan either. But when Tech plays in anything, I'm become a fan. But West Texas, I mean, it's kind of like, what else you gonna do? You go to the high school football game. I mean, the whole town. It's more small town than it is. I mean, it's more of a big deal, I think, in the small West Texas towns, like the 2As, and than it really is. Like the whole town goes to those games. In big cities, it's just like every other big city. You know what I mean? Like the whole community's not showing up for those games. It's more of like kids are playing, but like, it's the small towns. It's the 2A, 3A schools where, the 10,000, 15,000 people towns where it's. But I feel like that's the same way everywhere. So, but West Texas is definitely a big deal.
I'm definitely with you when you say that you like college sports over the NFL. I do too. It's about the name on the front of the jersey. You're representing your school.
Yeah, and it's well, I mean, I'm a players guy too, so I've turned into a Chiefs fan because of Patrick.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was a Tech guy, and there are some players that I like. I mean, the whole deal with the NFL and the NBA is like, dude, they don't give a fuck who they're playing for. You know? So
it's a business at that point.
Yeah, I mean, so why do I care? It's like the Cowboys fans are so diehard. I'm like, the players aren't even diehard. Like, why are you expected to be?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like they don't care. You're literally just a dollar bill to everybody. Like.
They're during the lockout with baseball. I was thinking, it's owners and players fighting over the pie. Hey, I'm the pie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we just want it to happen, right? I didn't really get.
Well, I mean, I've never gone to the game because of who owned the team, So I've always been a players guy. They should get every dime they want.
Well, I mean, baseball. I'll go to any baseball game anywhere in any stadium. I mean, going to a ballpark is just Americana,
Yeah, sure.
That's just that's good stuff. I mean, we went to a Cardinals game in St. Louis. Really cool. That stadium's awesome. Busch Stadium. It's great.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yes,
where the Rockies play. We've been to Mariners game. We went and saw, oh gosh dang it. Fenway. And, but we didn't watch a game there. Been to Cubs games, been to White Sox games. We try. That's like definitely on days off. That's what we definitely try to do that when we're on the road.
You have to take advantage of the opportunity while it's there, right?
Yeah, it's just baseball games are easy. Go get a hot dog and a couple beers and go relax for a couple 3 hours. You know,
Yeah.
so
They're trying to speed up the game, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
wrong
that
with
whole what's the whole shift thing? They're not allowing.
Yeah, they're not
shifts.
going to allow the shift anymore. You have to
That's
have
such bullshit. Like that's just like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like
you're going to have so many fielders on both sides of second base.
I mean, it's just like why?
They're gonna straddle the line. They're gonna push the rules to the limit and everything. But it'll be interesting.
I think runs and hits, it's more appealing to the fans and it's more exciting for the fans. I think it
Well,
comes
that's
back
kind
to
of
the
the
business.
thing.
They took away our steroids, and now this is what we're left with.
You take away our steroids, we can't have fun with that. Now we can't take away our hits.
Well, they're doing the same thing with. It's happening with everything. It's a whole society shift. They're doing the same thing with golf. They're doing the same things with albums. People's attention spans are not like they used to be because everything is so automatic. You know, everything is so automatic and distracting. Like with the phone, it's like it's hard to stay. Like I wanted to listen to one song on the bus last night and have no one talk or look at their phone. And every time someone talked and looked at their phone, I restart the song. It took 45 minutes to play that song.
I believe it. I believe it.
Wow.
And no one because talk about. I mean, it's just attention spans are nothing. There's so many distractions, and with phones too, it's just like I think our whole society is changing that way. They're trying to speed up everything because they realize that they're losing people. So trying to make it more interesting that way.
When you're talking about attention spans, and it sounds like you have a love for an album, I can definitely get the vibe from that on your new album. It seems like it's a full piece of collective work rather than just a single here or a single there. Was that sort of the intent, or was that sort of the idea with it?
That's always the intention. Yeah, I mean, thank you. That is a huge compliment because I feel like that's kind of the dying art of music. I think, you're getting a lot of EPs and a lot of song music, just content. I mean, and I just love having every album I come out with is a chapter of my life. I mean, I'm literally writing my biography through music. And so for me, it's like super important to look good and to be complete. And I want to look back on it's kind of like a legacy thing for me. Like I want to look back on my discography and be proud of it, and also have, those memories of what those songs were about, the life that I lived, and I want to write them all, and that's kind of like my gift to the earth is music, like that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to provide music for people to listen to. And, I take it seriously and it's real. And I try to make my work, complete.
What are you listening to?
Man, last record that I really dug in deep. Trying to think. Man, Brent Cobb. I love his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big fan of Brent Cobb stuff. I always listen to John Bauman. He's one of my favorites. And then my top 5, you got Guy Clark, Loud London, Will San Ramsey. Always have them on deal. But yeah, those new Brent Cobb records, what he's doing is really cool stuff. I'm really liking it. So,
I'm a big fan of Lucero out of Memphis.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I listened to them in high school. I mean, definitely influenced me for sure.
Did it? Yeah.
And I know you have a friendship with BJ of American Aquarium too. That whole
hardest working dude I know for sure. That dude works his butt off. He is a hustler. I never have a lot of respect for him for that.
He's a great songwriter.
Did you have a like Beatles on Sullivan moment when you were a kid growing up, when you were like, this is what I want to do?
No, it never seemed attainable. Like it always like the best way I can describe it is like in like high school football. When your coach is like, for some of y'all, this is going to be your last time you'll ever step foot on a football field.
Oh yeah.
And the few of y'all that get the chance to play college ball will more than likely never go to the NFL. So take care, take college seriously, get your grades right, create your life, and football is not the answer, because the odds are slim. And so for me, I didn't think it was an obtainable goal. I thought if you were on the radio, you were a millionaire and you had a mansion and you were just
Right.
like, it was kind of the select few. And then the older I got, when I first started, there was no internet really. I mean, there was internet, but like we didn't have it. So it was the not knowing either. So as I figured it out, I realized, okay, this is when bands play and these venues are playing. Okay, they're traveling van and trailer and they're making it work. And oh, cool, you get to start seeing people start and they rise really quickly and like, oh crap, this is possible. And then you kind of just get thrown into it, you know.
One of the things I read that you had said that really stuck with me is that you don't consider yourself an actual musician. You consider yourself a songwriter.
Terrible musician.
So you're all about crafting the songs and writing the songs.
Well, I'm not a musician. I don't even know what key we're playing the songs in. I don't know.
That's
I
awesome.
can't read music. I don't know how to read music. I don't care, to be honest with you. I guess I should, but I just like I said, my favorite things is to write a song, record a song, and play the song. It's just I never had formal training.
John Mellencamp says that he doesn't consider himself a musician. He's an artist, and he has to have an outlet every day, whether that's painting or, you know, going out into the wood shop or, you know, creating something. Do you do other things too?
I wouldn't
Not like
consider
that.
myself an artist. No, I like I'm your average male. Like I've got a little farm. I got some cows. I like cooking barbecue. I like playing cornhole and drinking beer. I go play golf. You know, I'm your average male. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like all the thing. I hunt, I fish.
Right on.
I like going to the coast and all that stuff. And I've got a black lab. I'm just like your stereotypical.
You're like
American male.
a Wrangler's commercial or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not extravagant. I mean, I guess I'm a duck hunter would be my one like thing that I'm kind of all about, but I'm not an artist. I like writing songs, man. I think having that effect that it can have on people and, you know, either helping someone through something and being able to connect with them is just like the coolest thing. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to write 2-3 songs that have brought tears to people's eyes, which is the greatest compliment. I mean, that's just like, to be able to create something that moves someone and makes them feel something is really cool to me.
Yeah, but
But I don't have I'm not a good carpenter. I can't color in between lines. I'm rough around the edges type guy. Like I can take it apart, can't put it back together kind of person. Like that's kind of me.
Yeah.
I am not a, I'm rough around the edges. Outside the lines for sure.
What was it like the first time you heard someone like singing one of your songs back to you?
Well, it happened in Lubbock, I guess, was the first time it happened. But when it happened at a venue, whenever I didn't really know people in the crowd, it was strange.
Okay.
Like if they were singing along, I knew who they were.
Right.
It happened at Woody's Tavern in Fort Worth, and it was cool. It was addicting as shit. Let's talk about addicting. Watching someone you don't even know, because all it was your friends that came to shows and they'd sing along drunkenly because they were drunk. But whenever other people came to watch you play this song, like I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
When you talk about, you know, the creative element with your music, I mean, you're definitely visually trying to, you know, it seems like each album has a different sort of theme to it. This one with Baker Hotel, your new album that just came out March 25th, and especially with the video, basically kind of like a mini movie that you guys created.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, I guess that would be the artistic side, I guess, coming out. Like, for me, it's like when I told management, I was like, I don't care what y'all want to do for music videos for this album. I was like, I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. But I am doing a video for Baker Hotel, and it's going to be expensive. And I've got the whole thing. I've got the whole idea in my head, and I know exactly who's going to do it. And it was. I mean, I had the whole idea in my head, and I had to do it. Like it was more like I really wanted people to live the song, to be able to see what the song is about, you know, and just give it an outlet, a visual outlet, you know, and also to be super creative. I mean, that's like the whole thing about my career too, is like, man, the ability to be creative and write weird songs and do something outside the box. Like no one does what we do. Like and I don't think people are going to copy it, but man, I love the fact that what we do is original. What we do is no one else does what we do. And I love that fact. I think that's where the creative and fun stuff comes in for me, because I don't want to be a carbon copier. I don't want to write a fucking country record. I want to write a rock and roll folk country record. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to do different songs. I want to write folk songs, country songs. I want to write rock songs. I mean, that's so much fun to me. It's like the genre thing. Like, well, I'm a songwriter. Like I write songs. Like I don't write you know, I like writing country songs. I like writing folk songs. I like writing rock songs, but I don't want to just do that. I want to write all sorts of songs. Like, I want to write slow songs, and I want to write passionate songs. I want to write funny songs. I want to write sad songs. I want to write, I mean, getting the emotion is cool. That's the fun part, you know?
It's pretty apparent the rock influence on this record. You know, we talk about John Mellencamp a second ago. I hear more Mellencamp than I do, you know, traditional country. You know, it sounds like a rock record to me. I know there's country influences in there, I'm sure, but, you know, it sounds like a rock record to me.
Man, like I said, I mean, it's whatever people want to call it. I don't care. I don't care if people call it Jamaican music. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter to me at all. Like, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change for me. You know what I mean? So,
is there a lyric from a song from any time period and any genre that you wish you would have wrote? Like, man, that guy nailed it. Like Dylan, I mean, something like that, you know?
Man, whose song we were talking about the other day, and I was like, man, that's a song I would love. Because I've never done an outside cut, but I was like, that would be a song. Man, okay, Will Hoge has a song. I was listening to it last night.
Oh yeah,
they don't make them like they used to. That is, I mean, oh my God, I would cut. That is my song.
Yeah,
like I feel like I wrote that song. You know what I mean?
You know, when I think about sort of those one-liners, you know, Guy Clark comes to mind. You know, pack up all your dishes. You know, that says so much. And and even with the song like She Likes the Beatles, which is the first song I heard from you guys a long time ago, many years ago, you know, that says so much with saying so little. She likes the Beatles. You know, I like the Stones. I mean, that's saying a whole lot in a couple words.
There's a lot of people nodding their head and going, I know exactly what he means when he says that.
I forgot who said it. If it was Walt Wilkins, but I heard this quote. I think it was Walt Wilkins. But it could have been Randy Foster. I can't remember. But they said songwriters spend their entire lives trying to make complicated things simple and simple things complicated.
And if you can do that, I feel like that grabs attentions. Like
for sure.
Like I'm saying with the She Likes the Beatles thing, just that right there. You can phrase it however you want to in your mind as a listener, but I know what it means to me. It means something to me when I hear that.
Right.
And it says so much without saying a whole lot.
I know it's a Chris Christopherson song, but I trade all my tomorrows for a single yesterday. You're like, oh man, you know, get hit by the thunderbolt, you know?
And pretty much
it sounds like you guys are fans of songs. Like you guys are fans of songwriters. Like y'all are songwriter guys, it sounds like.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Basically any line in Sunday Morning Coming Down.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
We've all been there, right? That Sunday morning you wake up, you're like, what the hell did I do? Some of my favorites on your new record, you know, the song Anymore stuck out.
Best song ever wrote.
I mean, that's got to be your next single, right?
I mean, I told our management, I said, that's the best song on the record. I was like, I don't care if anybody doesn't like it. I was like, that's the best song I've ever written in my life.
So there was
I wrote that, the Max Stalling and Zane Williams. So
the day before you wrote that song, you know, it didn't exist. And then, you know, you brought it into existence. How did that, I mean, what was the process there?
I mean, I didn't know. Well, it took 2 years to write that song. I did it. And the reason the song is so special is it really was a relationship that had ended after a year, and then it started back up after and then it ended again. So it was really 2 breakups with the same girl. And I wrote half of it in the first breakup and then finished it on the second breakup.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's melodically, it is just, to me, it's a perfect song. Like, I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. It's the best I can do. It's the best I have to offer to date. Like, that is the best song I have to offer in my life so far. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's a combination of melody and words. It's not like mind blowing. I just think it's so honest in the melody. The melody supports it. Like, you can feel kind of like I don't want to, you can just feel it, you know, you can feel it in the melody. And it's the situation too. It's a unique situation where it's like, man, I don't want you to go, but we both know that this isn't going to work, but like, I still fucking love you. Like, I'm going to miss the shit out of you, you know? And that happens. I don't think there's many songs like that, you know, that's that honest. I don't know. It's really been a great song for me in just my life. And every time someone hears it, it's just same thing happened when She Likes the Beatles. It's like, first time they hear it, they're like, dude. And it's the same thing happened when She Likes the Beatles. The first time I played it, it was like that reaction. And that hadn't happened. It's happened 3 times. Ringling Road, Beatles, and then this. So the thing is, the record's out, like singles and all that stuff, that's all up to management and stuff like that. Like, I've done my job. I'm moving on to the next song. Like, these songs are out in the world. Like, I hope, I mean, it should be. I think it's the best song on the record. And I'm already, my job now is just to perform it. Like, I'm not, I've already put all the work and everything into it. It's already out. So there's nothing more I can do to it or whatever. So I think that's all for management stuff. But I just think it's the best song on the record. It would be a shame if it didn't have a music video. It'd be a shame if it wasn't pushed.
And I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely my favorite on the record. And what I like about a lot of your writing is just it kind of hits on universal feelings that most people have experienced, right? It's the love that you have. It's maybe you lost some love, some of those feelings, the bitterness where you might still love somebody, but they're not in your life anymore. Just sort of those universal feelings that I think a lot of people have and they can relate to. I think of another one on the record. It's pretty sentimental. At least it sounds like it's Me, Her, and You. Another slower type song, but great songwriting on that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second best song I've ever written. So
the third best song.
And it might be the first. I mean, I love that song too. I wrote that with John Bauman, Drew Kennedy, and Josh Grader. And that song's probably 4 years old at this point. We wrote it on a songwriting retreat, and really bizarre write. Like, we were writing it, and you could hear a pin drop. No one talked. Like, that song kind of messed everybody up, Mm-hmm. It was such a bizarre, cool write. And that's a special song. I mean, that's the best country song I can write, honestly. That's the best country song I've ever written. I'd say that. So
I heard an interview with Ben from Lucero once when someone asked him about who's the girl that you're singing about, and he's like, "Oh, there's more than one." So he's like, I got 160 about girls and 2 about my grandpa.
You understand, some of these songs are 4 years old. A lot can happen in 4 years. For me, some of them are even 5 years old. So by the time y'all get to listen to them, a lot's happened. Like, I'm engaged.
Yeah,
I'm engaged right now. I'm at a great spot. But those songs are old. Me, You, and Her, and Anymore are both the oldest songs on the record. So those kind of happened when a lot was going on, for sure. Major changes and sadness and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that was years ago for me. So that's what's so cool about those songs is it's like, man, those are special moments in time that I can live on forever because that song exists. So
sort of timestamps for you as well.
And that person probably knows that those songs are about her, but I never told her that, but I'm sure she feels this. She probably feels the same fucking way.
Where this record sounds, like I said, like a lot of rock with some country mixed in, you're also involved with the Panhandlers, which I would say is pretty much straight country. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that thing just evolved so much. It initially started, the whole project was just to do a show at Steamboat at Music Fest of Joe Ely and Flatlanders and Jimmy Dale Gilmore and West Texas Waylon Jennings, West Texas songwriters, just kind of showcase West Texas songs. And then it was like, well, it would be cool to come out with a record and do like a little project of those songs. We'll just go and record them. We'll spend like a week doing it. It'd be fun. And then it turned into, well, hell, we're songwriters. Why don't we just write songs about West Texas and come out with a record? And then I was like, well, man, then we need a name. And it was like, okay, the Panhandlers. And then it was like, well, then we need to write the record. So then we went on a writer's retreat. Then we were going to do like half original songs, half covers. And then we wrote a shitload of songs. And then we had a whole record. And then we were like, well, shit, now we got a real record. And then and then we went and recorded it. We had no idea how to do it or what we were doing. And we just knew it. We wanted it to sound like 1970. That was kind of the idea. Less is more. Let's do a record that none of us do. Not overproduced, just old school. And so we just finished our second record, and this record, we actually have way more of an idea what we're doing, and it's going to be more of an upbeat record, and we had a lot of fun with it. It comes out in the fall, I think. It'll be out in the fall, I think.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have William Clark Green here with us at the Barn Podcast. We appreciate you joining us today. We are going to be June 24th at St. Francis County Fairground in Farmington, Missouri, supporting you. We're going to bring a crew out. And we're going to have a good time, drink a few beers, and throw a couple back and hear some tunes. Yeah,
we got all that stuff going on, and music's where you can find it. So, yeah, any other questions or stuff like that, website's WilliamClarkGreen.com, and direct you to all your needs.
Absolutely. We appreciate you joining us today at the Barn Podcast, and we look forward to to linking up with you when you come into town on June 24th on Friday at San Francisco County Fairgrounds. It's literally from the studio that we're at right now. It's probably maybe 2 miles from here.
If I got good and loose, I could throw a baseball or maybe hit the fairgrounds.
Yeah. Uncle Rico could definitely hit
he
it
can
from
throw
here.
football over those mountains.
So yeah, we might grab some barbecue and bring it your way that day or something.
Heck yeah, man. I'd love to meet you guys. Thanks for the fun interview. It was good questions and easy. So
Awesome. So check out William Clark Green, and we're going to go out with his song.
cheers, guys. Got anything, let me know.
You give it your best, try not to regret the past. It's a give and take, some things you just can't take back. I pulled you in just to push you away, searching for words that I know I should say, but I wasn't expecting the thought of you leaving today. I don't want you to go, but God knows you need to. And just so you know, well, damn it, I love you, and I don't know how it all seemed to die in my arms. Well, you don't have to try to be every little thing I need anymore. This house that I bought for you feels like a big waste of space. I took a night off from drinking and finally